Welcome to my home office. In this video, I wanted to concentrate on my custom computer mounting solution, which attaches to the rails I have bolted to the walls of my office. Yes, it's wall mounted. Yes, it's all exposed. Yes, there is dust, but yes, there is a good reason for me doing it this way. I'm constantly changing components out and attaching new components, some being things I created rather than bought off the shelf. I was so sick of constantly pulling a case apart or reaching around the back to unplug and replug something in, hence the open plan solution we have here. Now, did I over-engineer it? Well, yes, obviously I did. The computer sits on custom cut server rack panels, which in turn are screwed into vertical server rack rails. Each computer component is mounted onto 3D printed diffuser mounts, which work to diffuse the light from addressable LEDs mounted internally. These LEDs are controlled by an Arduino Nano I programmed, so they can change the underglow colour on the fly or make a truly awful RGB dance party, which only comes out to annoy friends who hate RGB with a passion. 99% of the time they just have a slight blue underglow running. As for the component specs, the important numbers are, it's an i7 5960, it's got 64GB of RAM, and it has two mounted Titan X graphics cards and SLI. You may notice that some of the components are getting a little old, and I must say PC Parts Picker has had me as a frequent visitor of recent, so when my project to-do lists start to ease up, it may be time to pull the trigger on a new build. With this mounting solution, when I do a new build, I can simply move these panels and this computer to another location in the office and just cut some new panels for the new components. Let's talk now about the process of building the mounts and cutting the panels. The first step in any project is planning. I removed all the components from the PC case they were in and started measuring up. I put these measurements into a CAD program and created a layout that would fit the server panels. I then 3D printed a very thin layout sheet that you see here. This sheet could then be taped to the panel and used as a cutting guide, while doubling to protect the panel surface during cutting and drilling. After time with my jigsaw and drill press, I got the following resultant panel. Then, remembering I had to cut the holes to route the cables from the devices, I put the template back on and got to cutting the rest. Next, I started putting the mounts and running the addressable LED strips. First is the base mount, and then the clear diffuser on the outside of that. Each component is then bolted to the panel using standoffs. Final part is to test if the LEDs are running and that the diffuser is doing its job. To create the strip to hold the power button, reset button and lighting controls, I used a 1U panel with XLR connector holes. You often see these used with server rack music equipment. But with a little 3D printing, you can make mounts for buttons, knobs and even a little OLED panel that displays the lighting mode. To power the computer, I used a power strip with connectors for mounting to a server rack. This one I bought enables multiple orientations, which is perfect for this project. I mounted this to the wall rail just below the computer rack and then used a hinged door panel to enable easy access. The last part is to plug everything in so we can see the system running. I hope you like the setup, and if you're thinking of heading the custom wall mounted route, maybe it gave you some ideas. If you have any questions about this solution, make sure to post them in the comments and I'll try to address them the best I can. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe and hit the like button. I have quite a few more of these coming down the pipe in between devlogs for projects that I'm working on. In fact, I'm finishing up work on a wall mounted charging station using techniques from this build, and also a mini server style networking setup. So make sure to keep an eye out for them. As always, thanks for watching and I hope to see you next time.